In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Today we have a special guest. Do you want to introduce yourself? Want me to introduce you?
You can introduce me.
We have sister, mother, wife, doctor, healer, Dr. Venus Wilder Henry.
Hello.
And she was so fortunate. Well, we're so fortunate enough to have her on our pod today, and she's going to discuss being nominated and selected for Top Florida's 40 Under 40. She's going to talk about her small business that she runs and manages every single day, about some current events that we have that have arisen since I asked her to be a part of the pod. And more. So I'm just gonna jump right on into it, and we can start with tonight is the
40 Under 40 dinner gala.
So how do you feel about that?
I'm excited. I still need to look to see where it is and what I'm wearing. That sounds very much like me.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going. We'll
Okay.
be there. It is an honor to be selected as a top Black leader. 40 Under 40 in South Florida. I'm excited and feel honored and really hope that, this platform can be used to get other people, other young girls, other children of color to really see that there is no limit to what you want to do. You can be a doctor, you can be a lawyer, you can be whatever you want to be, business person. So I'm excited that they're highlighting young Black people in this way.
Yay. So is that something that you were surprised about? I mean, I can run down your resume real quick. You have multiple businesses. You've been in a medical profession for almost 15 years, serving everyone. You went to Harvard Medical School. You went to Duke. You have been in all Ivy League programs to get you to this point. Right now, you're in business school. So is that something?
That's school. It sounds like
you're a wife. You have a child. You cook. You clean. You have time to
hardly could,
but you have time to
try to clean,
have like a life outside of like your work.
And I'm trying to keep my mental health good too with all that. Sometimes it's like, oh my gosh, there's so much to do.
So you made a point to say, when I was like drafting what we're going to talk about, you made a point to say balance. So let's talk about the balance piece right now. How does that work?
So, it's a lot trying to do it all and do it all at the same time. I think at one point someone famous said, like, you can have it all, but you might not be able to have it all at the same time. So I do believe that if you have it all at the same time, there's things you might be able to bring your A game to, and some things that you're not going to be able to put as much energy in. So what I'm
put these spices here.
Okay. And actually, I need to ask, do I look here or do I look at you?
Whatever you want to do. This is my first time doing it like in person with someone.
Oh, okay. So we'll look to
Normally
see.
we do it on StreamYard.
Okay.
And I just have the other person like at their house, and I'm doing it at this house.
So we're doing it together.
Yes, this is my first time doing it together.
Sister love. Okay.
So
balance. So right now I'm trying to. Oh, those are my spices. Yay.
I don't know how to hold it.
So let me give you a rundown of my day, for instance.
Okay.
Well, I'll say this. The main things are, and I learned this recently, really understand the things that are most important. And when you're trying to juggle lots of different things, you need to figure out the things that really, which balls cannot drop.
Okay.
All right. So for me, my health is a ball that I feel like I really cannot drop. So when that happens, I feel like I need to really reevaluate things. And recently I've had like this pain in my side that I really need to make sure that I handle, right? Right. But I feel better because, health, like sleep is really important. So like I got my 8 hours last night, thank God. And I feel so much better today. And then, family is super important, like being a mother, being a wife. So those things are very important. And even though the way that I'm, engaging with people, like the length of time might be a little different, it's still, I want people to feel loved and connected to. So that's really important, connected to myself. And then I'm in school. Well, I have a doctor job.
Mhm.
So that takes up time. School is something that is important, but it's the information that I'm getting from school is helping me to build Alberta's.
Okay.
So that fits in. And then what else am I doing?
Running your business full time.
Running an Alberta's. But I have my lovely sister.
Hi.
Who's really helping me to do that and moving it forward. Because Alberta's has been in the world since 2019, but it's actually in this year that we've been really able to move it forward. So what is Alberta's? Alberta's is a spice company that I created, really thinking about improving health and thinking about where do people, especially Black folks and people of color, where do they get or where do we get our health information? And a lot of times it's not necessarily from the doctor, it's from like family members and like really going back to old school principles and like
what your grandma remedies, what your mama cooked, what your granddaddy told you, what your auntie told you.
Right, like those that wise
your daddy,
wisdom and knowledge, right? But also understanding that what we put into our body really affects how we feel, like our health and like health conditions can come up from that. So we created spice blends, all natural, organic, non-genetically modified. They taste good.
They taste good.
Right, because we need to taste good. But an alternative so that people can have something that's healthy, that tastes good in their kitchen cabinets. There's one around, this is around diabetes control and prevention. So it's called Sugar Drop.
Really good on vegetables.
This is called Pressure Blend and it helps with blood pressure control.
I compare this one to Old Bay seasoning.
This is my favorite pasta. It's a little spicy. It has cayenne pepper in it. And then the final is Groove Thing, and this is a great remedy for kicking that arthritis or pain or our daddy the other day had gout, a gout attack, and within an hour, 30 minutes to an hour, he was up running around doing his thing. So everything is is spices. Things that you can buy yourself, but basically I put the spices together, understanding their properties of how they impact the body in order to get maximum, health benefits, but also putting it together in a way that tastes good as well.
Yeah, and I'll talk a little bit more about the Groove Thing one. I have my own personal story with the Groove Thing. I suffered a loss and I had like really bad pain, similar to endometriosis in my stomach. And I'm not really an advocate of pain medicine, ibuprofen. And I was in really bad pain. I couldn't even walk because it felt like my whole back was like shattered. So I grabbed this out of my counter, took a nap. When I woke up, I had no pain. And I had no pain for like after that. And I called you and I was like, oh my goodness, sister, like Groove Thing is the truth. Like this just happened to me. Let me tell you about it. And since me like being, we talk every day, but since me being here physically, I see like a lot of people utilize this and their pain like disappears and they're not realizing, not correlating the two. And it's like you made an awesome product that really helps people feel better.
Yeah, thank you.
So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And then so we can move on from balance. It seems like to me, when you talked about balance, you talked about what's most important to you. And if it doesn't fall into those categories at that point in time, like those three things are important to you, you don't let it fall to the wayside, but you wage where it is, where it will be placed in your day.
Yes.
And if you can't get everything
or week
or
month.
Okay.
And also I'm learning now, especially when at work, like I had a meeting yesterday with my supervisor, my boss. And there's some things that I'm just realizing that I'm maybe never going to get to because maybe I'm not the right person to do it. There's someone else that could do it. And yeah, like I can operate at a different level. So I'm starting to understand like the importance of delegation. Like, Alberta Spice House, like you have like all these strengths and you've been really helping to propel the business. So thank you.
Thank you.
And yeah, and then just identifying like, okay, like where is my expertise needed? How can I advance this, like put this forward?
Okay, so I freely told your name on here. I have associated myself with being your sister, but I still have a problem in my life with putting my name out there. That's like a very big like.
Did I say your name?
No. What I'm saying is I have connected all these dots, but I still personally have a huge it's like a roadblock for me for putting my name out in the world. And you as a Black person,
yeah,
a Black female, a Black trailblazing. You have been willing and to put your name out there.
Yeah.
Right at a young age, you were doing this. I remember as a child, you were like getting stuff. You were running for this, doing that. Where did that courage come from? Because it's definitely a sense of courage.
You think so?
Definitely, because the other day I was talking on here, I physically felt like I was going to throw up.
Really?
Yes. And it's so weird because it's like, oh, I talk all the time, but to put myself on a platform like this and to communicate with people, you do it all the time. And you have a sense of humility about yourself to talk to anyone. Mm-hmm. So where does that come from?
That's really good to hear because, I mean, I like connecting to people, mm-hmm. but also I'm glad that you said that because in business school, mm-hmm. I do classes and I noticed that sometimes I don't feel as courageous mm-hmm. with really articulating my points mm-hmm. and stating what I need in my voice. Mm-hmm. So I just think, it's all like perception. Mm-hmm. Like I've seen you stand up in a lot of different, like speak mm-hmm. and say things when other people are silent. Mm-hmm. And I think maybe it's just like nourishing that part of ourselves. Mm-hmm. Like this morning I was being kind of hard on myself. Like I should have said this. And like, I stopped myself and said, you know what? Like you said the one thing that you felt comfortable mm-hmm. saying, like next time, like challenge yourself to say two things, mm-hmm. So the courage, I think, is like an inner strength. Also, like, seeing the people around me and mm-hmm. also having grace for myself. And I hope you can have grace for yourself, too.
Yeah.
To allow yourself to be seen, mm-hmm. to allow your voice to be heard, mm-hmm. and knowing that it doesn't have to be perfect.
Right.
Like, you can try again. As mm-hmm. long as we're alive and, like, able to, wake up another day.
Right.
We have another chance.
Yay! That's very powerful and very important for other people to hear too. Mm-hmm. That it's not definite. Only death is definite.
Yeah.
So if you have another day, you have another opportunity.
Exactly. And incremental things, like how I just said, like, okay, I spoke once. Like maybe the challenge for myself is to do it twice next time. Mm-hmm. And then I also noticed like, and even sometimes like I feel like I do better when I write things down mm-hmm. and then kind of rehearse sometimes mm-hmm. as opposed to being impromptu.
Right.
And so it's like, okay, know that about yourself. Like in certain settings, like I feel more comfortable having my cheat sheet, mm-hmm. right? That's okay. Because at least there's like, I've thought about it. I have some points and that's given me like more courage mm-hmm. and like more like talking points. So I feel like knowledgeable with what I want to say. So that's what I said.
Let's talk
set goals.
Small goals. Let's talk really quick about femininity and being submissive and being a wife. Because a lot of times, as Black women, we hear all the time the phrase being a strong Black woman. And I've never called myself that, nor do I want people to refer to me as that, because that, in my mind, sets a precedent that I don't need a man for anything, and I'm going to carry everything on my shoulders. And that's not how I ever want to be seen to the world, and that's not what I'm doing in my life.
Right. But you can be a strong Black woman, and that doesn't mean that you're taking anything away from men.
A strong Black man.
You're not. If you mm-hmm. say that you're strong, why does that take away the strength of a man?
I don't think it takes away the strength of a man.
I actually think it makes it like, if you're strong and I'm like, then my man needs to be even stronger.
Okay, but I don't want to be referred to as that because of the negative connotation that comes with it. That I've seen, like in my however many years I've been living on this earth, when I see or hear someone call someone a strong Black woman, normally a lot of the times that I see that woman, she's doing a lot by herself.
Yeah.
And that's not how I ever wanted to be addressed in this world. Like, I don't want to have to cut the grass, mow the yard, wash my car, take out the trash, come into the house, do this, be everywhere. Like, no. And I think we come from a strong Black woman. Like, we have a mother who did a lot by herself too, but we also saw a strong Black man. So I want to take the strong out of it, and it's put like the Black unity, the Black family, and a back to your balance key. Like, that's something that's centered for you. Why is that centered for you? And how do you behave and act in your femininity to, like, you have a lot going on. Like, somebody look at you, you could easily say, I'm a boss. But I really never hear you say, I'm a boss. I just hear you get up. I see you get up. Like, I don't really hear you talk a lot. I don't see a sense of arrogance about you. It's very soft. Right? Before soft life, we have seen a woman exemplify being soft. So why is that important to you to remain soft and not consider yourself this
That's funny.
macho woman?
Thank you. I guess I don't see myself as soft. I see myself as strength, but I don't feel like it's a strength that needs to be boastful. Or I have to be like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I mean, I hope my husband doesn't think that. But sometimes I do have to say a little bit. So, you know, hey. You know, for encouragement. But I do think that it's important to have balance. I do think that strength is not a bad thing. Like to have that connotation of strength. I think that we should actually embrace it because we do need our families to be stronger. And I feel like I want to be sharpened by my partner, and I hope my partner wants to be sharpened by me and strengthened. So I don't think that that's something that we need to run away from. I don't think that there's any benefit from a woman saying that she's weak, or a man saying that. I do think that, you know, there's a surrendering of pride that's needed. You know, like, again, I said, you don't need to be boastful about what you're doing. I think meeting each other in the middle, supporting each other. I feel very supported by my husband with all that I have going on. I know that he is a great partner for me and really helps me. Like, I'm a go-getter type person. And to have someone who allows me to just like relax and like encourages me to relax and not to like push myself to the limit is something that I really feel like God's blessing me with that and going to extend my life literally. Because I'm not like,
right, pedal to the metal.
Right, like relax, like let's chill, like slow down, take a nap. Like he provides that for me, so I'm very thankful for that. And I provide for him let's go, let's push it, like get out of our comfort zone, let's make it happen. So I do think that there's like a beautiful chemistry that can happen between man and woman with that, and so I'm very thankful for that.
Yay!
So I want to do what I can to like preserve that, and I do think that when people think that they're doing it all by themselves or just want to do it by themselves, you're really missing out on the opportunity to rest. For me, like if you're the type of person that I am, or to be pushed, right? Like there's that yin yang.
There's a proverb. I don't know if it's an African proverb or Greek proverb. You know, there's so many proverbs, but it says if you want to go far, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. If you want to go fast, go alone.
Right.
So
I like that.
That brought that to my mind.
Yes.
And let's talk about current events really quick.
Yeah.
Kevin Gates. I don't know if you heard about him recently. I don't know how to work this well right now, but I will get better at it, and I can start putting like the clips and stuff. But recently he was in the news on social media for spitting in a woman's mouth.
What? For what?
She was at a concert. He called someone on stage. She happened to be the one he called on stage, and he exhaled a loogie in her mouth.
Why would he do that? Okay. But didn't you say at one point one of your friends was doing stuff like that? Okay, so
and
it sounds gross to me. Like that doesn't turn me on at all.
I wouldn't say a friend, but someone I know was conveying that they were getting slutted out. That was the term.
But I mean, that does not turn me on, and obviously it don't turn you on. No. But some people are turned on. So maybe in some place, country, like world atmosphere, etc. That's like maybe it's just like saying hello. Or maybe it's like showing extra love.
No.
But was it meant to be disrespectful?
I feel like it was disrespectful.
No,
but it wasn't meant to be.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
I feel like for our image, it was very disrespectful.
But
the image is important because I feel like image is very important.
But he wasn't in the setting where he was trying to be like save the children, like a role model. He was just on stage performing.
Someone's watching that.
I mean,
and I feel like we keep going down this hole of just allowing anything to be
so we should ban them.
No. I don't say cancel culture.
I'm
not a cancel culture person. I feel like everyone is gonna meet their maker and everyone's gonna be judged by what they do.
But like I said, like it may be a different, maybe we just don't understand it.
I don't want to understand it.
Well, can you judge things that you don't understand?
From my perspective, yes. And I feel like too, it's not for me to judge, but I can ask God to judge that based off what I think is correct. Like, I don't be like, oh, I'm gonna judge that, but God judge that.
The problem that I hear you saying is there's people that are looking at it, especially younger people,
Yes.
who are looking at that and seeing that there is a man that is doing that to a woman, and that should be
that's
like
becoming normal,
a violation.
Yeah.
As opposed to like, oh, let me go on.
The elders, like me, I'm not an elder, but I say I'm an elder to my niece. Right. So if I see my niece doing something, I'm like, why are you doing that?
Right.
And I
so
make
that
sure,
should be taught.
Yeah. And I make sure, like, when I'm around her, I present myself the best in my best image, in my best light, because she is looking up to me, whether I want her to or not. She's looking at me.
That's true.
So I think that's the elder's responsibility to come up and speak, because you're an elder to me. Right. Everybody's an elder to somebody.
That's true.
So I think that we have to do a better job in our community.
I don't really I've never done that. I've never allowed that to happen to me, but I don't know, maybe I should try. No, I'm just playing. That's really odd, but
yes, sister is joking.
I'm joking.
This is this is a safe place to joke.
You know, is this a safe space on this?
This is social media. The thing about this, you never know when you're gonna get canceled. That's why the other day when I recorded something, mind you, I haven't put it out yet, and you know that's not me. Like, I'll record something, put it out in a second.
Although you say you don't want your voice in the world, but then
no, I don't want my name in the world. It's so strange.
But her face
is here.
But you don't know if this is Nima. You don't know if this is Kayeta. You don't know if it's
I have like 1,000.
Luisa.
I have 1,000 names on the internet, and it's so strange. It's so strange.
Lord, I have to tell you, like, I get friend requests, and I'm like, who is this?
And it be me. So yeah, so I guess like it's not even an identity thing. It's just like I don't want to be associated with, and it's
Anyway,
yeah, I don't have to go down.
I actually have another topic.
Okay, talk about it.
Will Smith, Jada Pinkett.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Have you seen it?
Recently?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah. So Jada Pinkett is coming out with a book.
Oh my gosh.
And she has an upcoming interview. I think it's going to be on like one of those fancy morning shows.
Mm-hmm.
And basically they announced that she and Will Smith haven't been together since 2016, that they've lived separately since 2016.
17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, to slap across the world, heard across the world with 2023, right?
Was it this year? It was.
So 6 years.
Well, okay. I think it's been like a year. So since 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's like getting a lot of like people are upset. So I don't know. Are you upset about it?
Upset that they aren't together.
Well, people are upset that I guess they have the appearance that they're together. Right. When I guess they step out, but otherwise they haven't been together. Mm-hmm. And then I guess maybe they've been like a model of like Black unity. Do you think they've been a model of Black unity? Black family? Kind of.
I always think it's nice to see a Black woman and a Black man together.
Yeah. So I guess they have had that, but I guess the behind the scenes, she's been doing like that red table talk and all that. And then I guess like the thing that social media seems to be blowing up on it is that people seem to be villainizing her, like saying that, she's this, she's that. And then Will Smith is the victim. And that's one part. And then another part they say is, I guess in one of the interviews, she talks about how Tupac was the love of her life, like her true soulmate.
I feel like that's very strange that she always posts like poems about him. Like he wrote her back in like when they were teenagers. It's like she's in a time capsule. So my opinion about the situation, thank you for bringing it up. I have no idea about it.
Yeah, it's all in the news and on social media.
I don't use social media.
But YouTube,
YouTube is my social media, so that's why I'm on here now because it's a social media.
But
platform.
Actually, I saw yesterday there was an article saying that this generation or the younger generations do more YouTube than social media. Yeah, because YouTube is like a social media thing now. Yeah, because you can go on your community wall. So I really do like it. But honestly, this is kind of weird. Back to Jada and Will, and I could talk about. My heart kind of hurt a little bit when I saw that they haven't been together since 2016.
Because it's a lie, right? And it goes back to like people are living lies, and people on social media are looking at that lie and trying to imitate it, however you say it. Imitate it. And a lot of times, like I know Mama always say, you don't know what's going on behind closed doors, right?
And for 6 years,
they wasn't even behind the same closed door. Right. So it's like Mama always taught us, like, you don't be jealous. We have a spirit on the world you know, we got to get into it. We have a spirit of jealousy, of envy, and of deceit.
That's the world.
We have a spirit.
That's human. But that's human. I think
you
think it's more now. That's
yes,
what you're saying.
Social media has, and we were just talking about this earlier today.
Coveting.
Yes, it's a really big problem.
And lying, presenting yourself as someone to be coveted.
Yes, and that's like not authentic. And people are too invested in things that they don't know, like
their relationship.
Like it's idol worshiping. Like I'm watching Jada and I'm so disappointed in her because she's not with Will. But it's like I don't know Jada in real life. Like she's an image.
Right.
She's an image. And she's
honestly she is. Because we don't know that details.
I don't even know her real name is Jada. Like we just said, like I don't even say my real name on here. You don't even know. How do we know? No, for real.
No, I'm just laughing. No, you're right. Because I'm laughing at someone. I was scrolling through social media last night and this guy put up a post and he said that it was a funny little thing, but he was basically saying the world is upset because did you know that Jada never even met Will? And I was just so like laughing. I'm like, yeah, I mean, it could be possible
that they never really went together.
Then the children, oh God, we don't need it. Let's not go into this because we still have us going down a whole
rabbit hole. But my thing about
have you seen the son recently? He's gotten better. But at one point, he was skin and bone.
I saw him. So, like, I think
that was a product. Just seeing that, you knew something.
Long story short, I made a video like a couple of weeks back when I first got back on here. Is that we take marriage as a joke, and I think it's really sad that we're taking marriage as a joke, like the constitution of marriage, like what it's supposed to do and provide. Right? Marriage is supposed to be a place where someone learns to love. Where you nourish something, where you grow something.
Love is patient, love is kind.
Right. And I feel like no one wants to submit to and commit to a marriage. I feel like you have to be committed to a marriage and loyal to a person. People say commitment and loyalty are interchangeable. I don't think they're interchangeable because I can be committed to a marriage and not be loyal to a person. I could be committed like Jada and Will to say I was married, but we're doing whatever we want to do. So they're not loyal to one another. Right? And I think that those two things are one and the same.
Well, that could be interesting that you say that.
I mean, you're not loyal to Will if you're posting things that Tupac said to you as a child. Yeah. That's very strange.
I don't know why she would do that. Like, I think that's...
it goes back to
it's
marriage.
Very, like, disrespectful of him. Like, do you not... I think it's disrespectful to the marriage and to him.
Yes.
Like, why would I want to, like... And also telling the world, like, oh, you know, it's like, it's one thing if it was like a certain period in time, which she's probably saying like, okay, this is me when I was 20. But dang, lady, you almost 60 years old.
Stop.
Right?
Stop it.
And you've been married for how many years? At least, 20 years?
Yeah. So, but it goes back to, again, for people not taking the constitution of marriage serious.
But I also think, too, this is one thing that I think about, and I don't know them. Sometimes people choose people, maybe they don't choose their right partner, right? And I think, and it's hard, like, especially when you're younger, right? Like, do you really know yourself? Do you really know who you are? Do you know what you want? And to be honest, every marriage, every relationship.
Marriage and relationship are two different things, though.
Okay, but I was gonna say every relationship has its challenges. Like even our relationship as sisters, as business partners, as whoever you meet, it's not always gonna be smooth because if it worked, who's knocking on our door? But
this is live.
This is live.
Oh, it's the FedEx man. Oh, give me 2 seconds. We're actually gonna have to end this live.
Oh yeah. But this has been a good conversation. So that. The baby crying, the doorbell.
It's done.
But I think this was fun. Yes. We should do it again.
Yes,
I didn't know I was gonna
enjoy it.
Yeah, it was fun.
So thank you so much, sister, for coming on here. We talked about you being selected for top 40 under 40. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We talked about this beautiful spice line that helps our community. Thank you.
Let's make it happen. Buy it. Get it in your cabinet today. www.aaspicehouse.com. Okay?
Period. And it tastes good.
Yeah.
We talked about you being a Black doctor and how you had to navigate those obstacles. We talked about balance. It's been a very balanced conversation. Would you say?
Yeah, this is my life. It's like, there's a lot going on.
Yeah,
but
when Baby Cry is done. Baby Cry is done. baby get top priority.
Yes.
Um,
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for blessing my platform, and I love you. Congratulations. And I'll be back soon with other content, but that's all for today. So bye. Enjoy. Until next time.
Bye-bye.